Ryan, first of all, thanks for joining us as we build up towards the weekend's game. Of course, if you just go back nearly 7 days from your last league fixture, it was an excellent performance by everyone, really. You got everyone really firing on all cylinders. What does that do for the group of players as they come in and get ready for the next game?
I thought it was a solid performance all round. And winning games just breeds confidence, doesn't it? It hopefully breeds confidence, but obviously builds momentum as well. So it's important we take the good things that we did into that game, and hopefully we can continue with that going into the next fixture coming up on Saturday.
The win, of course, was marked by Owen Lunt getting his first senior goal as well, and full credit to him. He seems so he's one of the regulars on that first team sheet. Obviously he's earning that particular role, but how pleased are you with how he's progressed?
Yeah, really pleased and delighted for Owen. He's got a few more goals to get if he wants to catch up with Kenny, but he's really established himself as a first team regular this season, and that's full credit to him, to how he applies himself, how he trains, working on the sides of the games that we've been speaking to him about to improve. And if he's going to play in them more advanced positions, part of that is being involved in goal contributions, whether it's scoring and creating. And he did both on Saturday. So hopefully that can continue. He knows he's still got to keep developing, but he's progressing really nicely at the moment.
He definitely seems as though he's one of those players who just loves football and being involved in it, and he has got a lot more to come, and he'll want it to come out of him.
Yeah, he knows that he's still got a lot of development left in him, but all he can do is keep working hard and showing that attitude both on and off the pitch to want to improve, and he's doing that in abundance at the moment, and I think everybody can see within his performances of week in, week out been good, been solid. He sticks to his task extremely well, and he knows the areas he's got to improve on, and he keeps working hard to keep doing that.
As everybody knows, this is a coaching club and progressing youngsters as well for many years. Players like Owen Lunt, and you've got a few in your building. Are they what you relish as an assistant manager and a coach as well? That you enjoy that and relish that challenge?
Yeah, that's the best part of the job. Seeing the players that have been with us for such a long time, seeing them develop at different stages of them coming through the age groups, and then ultimately getting into the first team and still seeing them continue to develop. And Owen's one of them ones that have been with us for a long time, and to see him flourish into the player that he's starting to become, that's where you get your kicks from. So delighted for him.
Just as we get into the middle of November, your loan players have really settled in now, and again, it looks as though you've got some real gems in there. They're producing, aren't they? Tommy O'Reilly and the likes of as Ray Tesco, they're producing the goods, and again, that's a good lift for everybody. Yeah,
they've been excellent. Tommy's got 9 goal contributions in 15 games. He's been outstanding for us. Emery had a little bit of a slower start. He had to be patient and wait for his opportunity. We obviously got off to such a good start with the first 4 games of the season, so he was having to be patient. His time on the pitch was probably a bit frustrating from his point of view, but as you've seen now, he's played consecutive games and he's built that fitness and that up on the pitch. You can see what a top player he is. The only surprise from Saturday was he didn't get himself a goal because his finishing's excellent. But no, they've been excellent for us so far.
We're preparing now, of course, for a trip up to Oldham, and once again you're going to be backed by over 1,000 spectators. Terrific following that, and I guess you appreciate all that.
Yeah, the fans have been excellent, haven't they? They have been excellent, and we've managed to get some tremendous away followings, and that looks like it's going to be the same come Saturday. But them followings only stay with you if you're doing things on the pitch right, and hopefully we can make sure we can reward them fans by putting on a good performance and getting 3 points.
In a build-up to a game, you're in the dressing room, of course, you know, with the players. Do players talk about that? Does it get mentioned that, you know, here we are, we've got over 1,000 fans coming here, we've got to perform, we've got to give them something to cheer about?
Yeah, regardless of the number of fans, you always got to perform anyway. But the gaffer does speak to the players and highlight the fact that they're coming out in numbers, and it's important. That not just only for the fans but for ourselves as well, that we put on the performance, because we want to be competing at the top end of the league, so it's important you find ways to win games, and if you're winning games you're going to get more support.
It's been quite a few years since you last played them. Unfortunately they had to, you know, have a fairly long spell in the National League, but they look as though they've settled down quite quickly to back in the Football League, Oldham.
Yeah, they've had a really good start. They've had some really good results. The last few results in the league, they've done well. So we know it's going to be a difficult game. We know it's going to be a tough game. But our focus has to be on us. And when our focus is on us, it's about what we can do to implement our game plan, and focus on how we're going to get the 3 points. Yes, we have to respect the opposition. We've watched them a few times this week already, to try and digest their strengths and weaknesses and areas where we might be able to impose ourselves and hurt them. So that will be the main focus on what we can do and how we can stamp our authority on the game. You
definitely would have picked up experienced manager, experienced group of players they've got.
Yeah, manager's really good manager. He's recruited really well. They've got some really good players. But again, so have we. So it's important for us to focus on what we can do going into the game.
We just have a catch-up, of course, ahead of the weekend. They will all be clearing up, but the treatment room is getting filled up a little bit. Charlie Finney, unfortunately, last week was one of those players who had to come off. Where are you up to with the likes of Jack Lancaster, Josh March and people like that?
So Charlie Finney, we brought Charlie off as a precaution. His hamstring was getting tight. He's obviously had time out with injuries recently, and it was one we just thought we just can't take the risk with. If we'd have kept him on the pitch, it might have made it worse. We've got Reece, who we've got full confidence in, that was on the bench at the time. So for us, it was just get Charlie off the pitch, make sure nothing materialises too seriously. Charlie will be back in training this week. He'll be available for selection for the game on Saturday. Josh March is doing really well. If it was up to him, he'd be involved in the game this weekend, but it's too quick of a turnaround. So within the next couple of weeks, Josh March will be back available, but he won't be involved this weekend. Jack Powell's probably a couple of weeks behind Josh March. He's not actually back out on the grass with the lads yet, but he is progressing well within the gym. So we're hoping in the next week or two he'll be back out on the grass. Jack Lancaster's progressing nicely. 50-50 whether he's involved in this weekend. I think it might be a little bit too soon, but then if he's not involved this weekend, we're hoping that he can be or play a part in the Chesterfield game, which is a week on Saturday. Omal will get assessed today, having had his knock on Tuesday. We're hoping it's nothing too serious, so we're hopeful that he's okay to be involved in some capacity come Saturday. And then the other injuries are the long-term ones in Tabs and Shiloh, who are doing well for where they should be with regards to their injuries.
Just finally wrapping up on Omal Bogle, terrible frustrating period for him over those summer months, but he's hit the ground running since you give him a chance to get some minutes back in the first team.
Yeah, and full credit goes to him. Since he's come back into the building and got back on the training pitch and in the gym, he's worked ever so hard to try and get back up to speed, because he's playing a lot of catch up because he missed a lot of football. He knows himself he's not quite there yet, and we've obviously got to be patient with him on the minutes he's getting on the pitch. But as he showed in the last 2 games where he's played parts of it, the qualities that he has got, 3 goals in 2 games, some excellent finishing. So we just need to look after him and make sure he's available for as many games as possible.